It was a rainy Monday morning. I'm dead tired to get out of bed from playing online games last night. I was all alone in the house. My mom and dad left for work and my siblings are staying in their dormitories since this pandemic started. I got up lazily to prepare for my online class. I slowly opened my laptop on my bed, put on my headphone, and opened the program for class. 1, 2, 3. I counted in my head as I look at my screen, checking if all my classmates are on. Yup, 15 all in. I said to myself. Mrs. Jackson gave her usual instructions. She told us multiple times not to close our cameras, or freeze our screens, but we have to mute our microphones so we can hear her speak, and just open them when being asked a question. She was in the middle of her lesson, when suddenly, I heard a cracking sound from my headphone. I looked at my other classmates, and they seemed glued to Mrs. Jackson. I guess it's just static since it's raining, I told myself. So I ignored it. A few moments later, I heard the cracking sound again. My screen started acting weird. It was distorted. And then it froze. I was about to close my laptop when it suddenly closed by itself. For a few seconds, it stayed that way. Then suddenly, it turned back on, with my online class still on the screen, as if nothing happened. I was a little confused, so I chatted with my friend Kevin, who is also my classmate, in Messenger. Kevin left our session, but then I saw him waved at me with a confused smile, while looking behind me. I immediately felt goosebumps on my entire body. Why did he ask me to say hi to my mom? Why did he wave behind my back? I am all alone in the house. I dared not to look behind because I was starting to be afraid. I tried to focus on Mrs. Jackson's lesson. I'm hearing her, but her words seemed garbled. I kept telling myself that Kevin just played another prank on me. I brushed off my fear and decided to focus on my class, so I just stared at the screen. But, what I saw on the reflection on the screen told me that this time, Kevin was not playing tricks on me. I saw a woman with long black hair. Her face was pale and she has black eyes and lips. She was wearing a white gown covered with dirt. I can't see much because I was too frightened to look at the reflection. I felt dizzy and lightheaded. I wanted to puke. My head is spinning. I thought I was passing out. Then, all of a sudden, I saw her about to reach for my shoulder. I panicked even more. I mustered all the courage left in me. I hurriedly ran outside of my bedroom. I didn't know where to go. At that time, I just wanted to get out of the house. I was running towards the front door when I tripped. I hit my head on the doorknob then laid helplessly on the floor. I closed my eyes from immense pain and fear. When I opened my eyes to get up, I almost lost my breath. The woman was floating above me. I tried to shout but no words came out of my mouth. I was in total horror. I tried to crawl but I can't move. I was struggling very hard until I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was on my bed, and my mom was attending to me. She told me that I was on the floor with a bruised forehead. I told her that I was just playing around when I tripped. I didn't say anything about the old lady. She will never believe me. But, after that chilling incident, I didn't take my online class in my room anymore. Some of our classmates were not present in our online class that day. Sophia and Cassie went for a vacation for a month together with their families. They will be spending their time going to the different beaches somewhere in Southeast Asia. Surprisingly, Cassie was online, but her camera was off. I looked for Sophia but she was not signed in. I sent a private message to Cassie asking her how was her vacation so far, but I did not get a response. My message was just seen. I didn't give it much thought and I just listened to my teacher. 2 classes have passed and Cassie was still online. Our class was almost finished when I noticed a message notification on my phone. It's from Sophia, and it was sent yesterday. Perhaps I overlooked her message because I was busy chatting with my friends. I did not know how to react when I was reading her message. I felt confusion and fear at the same time. Chills went down my spine. I was uneasy, I was frightened. Her message was, I kept reading Sophia's message over and over again. I still cannot believe the tragedy that happened because Cassie, or whoever or whatever it is, was still online. And she has been there since the class started. I was horror-stricken. I felt numb. I don't know what to do. Then suddenly, Cassie began calling me. Without any hesitation, I immediately closed my laptop and threw it on my bed. Then I ran off to where my feet dragged me. Our school hired Miss Thompson as a substitute teacher, because one of the teachers went on maternity leave. Since she was new in teaching, she wanted to make a good and lasting impression. Her first 3 online classes went great. The students from classes A to C participated and performed well. They seemed to enjoy the lessons she prepared diligently. But in Class D, things went sideways. The whole class did not participate in any way. She didn't even get a nod, or any small response from the students. They were just staring at her. But being a patient and caring teacher as she wants herself to be, she just shrugged it off and went ahead on teaching. A couple of days have passed, and Class D still showed the same behavior. So over the weekend, Miss Thompson went to Mrs. Jones' place, one of the permanent teachers and her mentor, to ask if Class D is also showing the same passive behavior in her class, and likewise, to exchange pleasantries. Mrs. Jones said that Class D is energetic, and that they always participate in every activity. It is also very unlikely that they remain silent, or lay back during discussion. She said that the class is always extra lively and energized because of Mark, Jordan and Bob, who are considered the class clowns. Miss Thompson was surprised by Mrs. Jones' statements, especially the last one. She said that there are no students that go by the names, Mark, Jordan, or Bob in Class D. In fact, there is only one male in Class D, with the name of Samuel. Mrs. Jones fell silent for a moment, as if lost for words. She looked for something in her bedroom, then showed a class picture to Miss Thompson. She asked if this is the Class D that Miss Thompson is talking about. Miss Thompson nodded and said yes, that it was indeed, the Class D that she has been teaching online for a week. Mrs. Jones fell hard on her chair, and clasped her mouth with her hands. She was shocked, frightened and in disbelief. Miss Thompson got baffled, confused, and started panicking. She asked her mentor what was wrong. Mrs. Jones composed herself for a moment, grasping her breath. She started crying. She said that this was the Class D last year. The picture was taken on the day of their field trip. Their bus fell off a cliff. No one survived. All the students died, including the driver and teacher. Last week was their death anniversary. Miss Thompson could not believe what she had learned. Her head started spinning from shock and terror. She got immensely scared. This whole time, she has been talking with dead people. She had a difficult time trying to grasp everything. But once she had a little composure, she called the principal and told her that she can't continue teaching because of a family emergency. But in reality, she vowed not ever to hold an online class anymore.